All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's jump right into it. The CSU Rams versus the CU Buffaloes and Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? It was personal. Man, you could see it from the jump, before the game even started. You know what I'm saying? Teams weren't even in pads yet. You know what I'm saying? They ready to throw down. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you could tell at first, CU was getting kind of bullied a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had the dirty hit, of course, on Travis Hunter. You really had, a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? As far as the style of play that CSU was presenting. You know what I'm saying? And CU, having to stand up to that and fight back. You know what I'm saying? It took a while. I mean, that offensive line was just getting bullied and abused. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they responded well. Late in the game. Also, the offensive coordinator Sean Lewis responded well with quicker reads, man. I mean, I believe I tweeted during the game in the first half, in the first quarter, if we're not gonna zone, if we're not gonna zone block on the run, because we couldn't run the ball. If we're not gonna zone block, man, even with Dylan Edwards and his, him being a small, shifty type of back, but man, he could utilize those gaps really well. You know what I'm saying? Quick screens. You know what I'm saying? Quick bubbles. You know what I'm saying? Things like that to help the running game. And to help the offensive line, you know what I'm saying? But if we're not going to do that, then, hey, let's get to some West Coast offense. You know what I'm saying? Three-stepping out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the ball to our athletes. Because even with Travis Hunter being out, with him having to go to the hospital because of that dirty hit, we still had some playmakers. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Horn Jr., Xavier Weaver. And who is Michael Harrison? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael freaking Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. He showed up. You know what I'm saying? Last week, it kind of seemed like Xavier Weaver, came out of nowhere to steal the show. But he really didn't. He was there game one, obviously. But Michael Harrison, my goodness, obviously coming in for the injured Travis Hunter, right? I mean, way to come in and way to step up. I mean, and he's a walk-on Michael Harrison. That's just wow. You got to tribute that to this obviously, he's a hard-working kid. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously doing things the right way, running good routes, outworking. A walk-on, you know what I mean? Wow, man. Shout out to him showing up, playing fantastic, filling in that short amount of time to be ready, to just come in like that. Wow, man. Hats off to him. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Michael freaking Harrison. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, that offensive line was just getting abused. They stepped up late in the game. Defensive line kind of felt like they were wearing down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it was a long game. You know what I'm saying? A lot was going on. The linebackers were under a lot of pressure as far as having to make a lot of plays. You know what I'm saying? CSU did a good job of forcing the linebackers and the DBs to make tackles. You know what I'm saying? Running the ball and stopping the run has been a problem for the Buffaloes, to start this season, period. Running the football consistently and stopping the run at all, really. You know what I'm saying? That's been issues. So the linebackers really had to, man, they were, thank goodness for, I believe it was number 51. He held it down. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest of the guys kind of picked it back up in that third quarter. But man, number 51 held it down. You know what I'm saying? And then the secondary, after they kind of got over the shock of Travis Hunter not being there, you know what I'm saying? Because at first he came back, he came back looking to play. But then, they were like, yo, let's get you to the hospital and get some observation going on, see what's going on, some x-rays and stuff. So he ended up going to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, once they got over that, man, that secondary stuff, you see Silman Craig with another interception. You know what I'm saying? Stepping up. Obviously, Horton for CSU was a monster, a straight up monster. Horton was doing his thing. Tyler Horton was letting it be known that, that he can play some football. And obviously, the Buffaloes needed Travis Hunter to deal with him. But luckily, the secondary banded together. Shiloh, after that great interception in the first half, guys kind of banded together, man. They held together and got the stops we needed. You know what I'm saying? Which was very important. You know what I'm saying? Very important, because this game, it's a rivalry game. There was a lot of chatter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of questionable plays. Then even at the end of the game, I guess I had no, I didn't care enough to listen. But I believe at the end of the game, CSU's head coach mentioned something about the referees cheating for Coach Prime. Wow, that's where we going. That's where we going. So that's where we going. You know what I'm saying? You gonna mention about having respect and being raised a certain way, but all right, you gonna go there. So we see how you was raised. You know what I'm saying? We see how. Okay, cool. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That was that was a very close game. A game CU probably should have lost. But what I will say is one of the signs of a good team is winning games you're not supposed to. And not playing against better teams winning. Winning games where you're not at your best, for whatever reasons. And it's a game you probably should come up short, but yet you somehow figure out a way to win. Shedeur, the equalizer Sanders, as I've been saying, he is the equalizer. He is the equalizer. This kid is tremendous. And I'm not even trying to hype him up like that. I'm just going off the facts and what I'm seeing. He the way he got the team back into it, not, pointing fingers at the offensive line like, screw it, they're just not good enough. I can't do anything. You know what I mean? Instead of doing that, he kept figuring out a way. You know what I'm saying? Amazing pocket presence. Then utilizing his legs more than he chooses to now. Shedeur is not the type of quarterback where he wants to run around a lot. But what subsided that was his desire to win this game. If that's not the sign of a true winner, he wanted to win this game so bad that he was willing to utilize parts of his ability that he may not, choose to a lot. He may not feel, I'm not going to say feel comfortable, because I'm sure he's fine with it, but he rather throw dots. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur rather throw dots. My goodness. You can't do nothing but tip your hat to the fortitude shown. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the team is getting better. Remember, I said this before, the team is still getting better. Obviously, and I mentioned in the first video about the first game, the offensive line and the defensive line are going to be, your areas that you really want to beef up and get better at. A couple of our defensive ends or linemen are probably better suited to be linebackers. You know what I'm saying? We might have a linebacker or two better suited to be safeties. You know what I'm saying? Hybrids. I'm not saying by no means am I telling Coach Prime how to coach his team or where to put guys. I'm just saying that there's some guys with some abilities, but they're having to play in certain positions because of necessity. And that's what you have to really understand and appreciate about this CU Buffalo team. They're not even where they want to be yet. Yeah, there's over 87, you know what I'm saying, new players in, transfers or whatever. But they still don't have everything the way they want it yet. They still don't have the players that they want in the spots where they want them. You know? So, wow. I mean, like I said, if you can win games while you're growing, learning, and getting better, that's the bonus. That's the ultimate right there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do nothing but really respect that. Obviously, CSU head coach can't, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that we'll see them again. You know, obviously we play every year, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was crazy. That was a little too close. I definitely would have preferred to win that game by a greater margin. You know, I definitely would have preferred to have seen a more dominating performance from the CU Buffaloes. But, you know, as long as CU comes out with the win, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you think about that win? What you think about CSU's play, the head coach, anything with the referees? You know what I'm saying? Holla. You know, let me know. All right, for sure. I thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. If this world were mine.